Today I'm talking about the stone. And I don't know what comes to mind for you when we think about a stone, but I think of something cold, I think of something hard, I think of something immovable often, I think of something that just so definitive in its, strongness. It's just there. It's kind of like that stone that we are looking at today is that stone that was rolled in front of the tomb. Seemingly the final thing. At that moment in time, those disciples were feeling like this is it. All their hopes and dreams are dashed. He's actually dead. But we know this stone also becomes a symbol of great hope, of him laying himself down, himself dying on our behalf, because we all know in every aspect of life there is no resurrection without a death, right? And here this stone strongly symbolizes this element of death. And when Jesus died on the cross, Matthew's gospel tells us, and you can go and have a look at it in Matthew chapter 27, it says that as they approached, there came a rich man, Joseph of Arimathea, and he was there, and he's decided to take Jesus' body and to put him in his grave, to give him the proper burial that was there. And understanding that at this time in Jewish tradition, it would be that you would be put into the grave, and there it was normal practice that grave would be, in fact, there to with something like a heavy stone door to keep animals and thieves and others away from what's happening. But here we can understand out of what Matthew records that they're so worried, these religious leaders are so worried about Jesus because he had prophesied himself that after 3 days I will rise again. So they give the order to not only have him there, they want to seal this now tomb, and often that would be done with rope and wax, and then they actually post some guards there as well. Some Roman guards take up. So you've got to understand that they really do not want anyone to be messing with the grave of Jesus. Now, this is so important, it's so vital, this heavy stone that is there, because with these steps, these Jewish leaders, all they've done everything they can to keep Jesus' followers away from stealing his body. They believe that this is going to eliminate any possibility that his followers can claim that he's been raised from the dead. But this seal, it acts as a dashing of the hopes and dreams of the disciples as well, if you put yourself in their situation not knowing that Sunday's coming. The fantastic irony of their efforts, however, is going to be shortly revealed. All they have done is rule out fraud and theft as an explanation for an empty tomb come Sunday. Hallelujah. Unknowingly, they added further proof that Jesus did not, in fact, just die, but in fact rose from the dead in a supernatural miracle. And what could be an image of hopelessness, finality, and death, the stone really becomes this sign of hope, an image of selflessness, of Jesus laying down his own life for ours. And then becomes a sign to us as we think about it on our journey toward the cross, as an invitation to die and live for him and others. Jesus' mission to set the world right required a laying down of his own life. Jesus, the suffering servant, laying down his life. And as we walk his way, we too must lay down our lives. Like the stone that sealed the tomb, so we must lay to rest our plans, our purposes, our lives, and look to Jesus. And when we try to understand that Jesus' selfless act, why he had to suffer, we start to gain a picture of the incredible sacrifice that it was.